Thanks for listening to me again. Last week I was talking about being fired, and this week I want to talk to you about something that I'm developing. So I'm developing my first sample pack, but with this I'm focusing on bass guitars, MIDI and audio, and it's an experiment. It's something that I'm doing a free version right now to share with people, with the whole idea to sell something in the future. So I'm very much in it, in that I only finished it last week and I've only been messaging people to promote the download of it the past few days. So it's very, very early days, but it's teaching me a lot. And I think what it's teaching me a lot about is one thing which I really relate to and I like and respect a lot is about being personable. But on a business level, it's really teaching me what being personable is, which I think is a combination of trust as well as actually being specific to that person. So I wanted to talk in this video about what I'm learning around what the practicalities are of what being personable is, and the impact of that, and all of the different steps to make sure things are personable. The first part really is establishing trust. So the model that I went with is that create this free sample pack. It can be downloaded from a landing page on MailChimp, and sending it and just DMing people that I follow on different social media channels which make beats in a style which I think may be interested in this, and then just DMing them and approaching them. And I'm basically, I suppose I'm email messaging selling grid. That's what I'm doing. So they don't really know me. I'm just some random guy on the internet. So with that, it's actually really understanding that to them, I'm a random guy on the internet and there's no trust. So understand trust is at ground zero. So what do I do to establish trust? Well, at a basic level, upgraded my MailChimp account because at first the link had lots of kind of ones and twos and looked kind of cryptic. And if somebody saw that, they'd think, why am I going to click on this random link? Is it going to do something? Is it spammy? Is it some sort of, cyber attack? So firstly, the link needs to be clear about what it is, so people aren't clicking on something which they don't know what it is. At first, I tried to be cute about it, of create some text of click here and hyperlink that, but that's not clear what the link is. And again, people can be suspicious of that. And when I was DMing people, it was really important I was doing it from my personal accounts where I've already got a history of uploading content. Because if it's just some random profile which hasn't got a picture and it's been specifically being created to spam people, there's no trust there. But what I noticed was from the people who actually did engage with it, they went back on my profile and they liked comments and they commented on things. So like they checked me out first to see if I was a real person before actually pursuing further. And also the DM exchanges, the way I kind of went about it was everybody that I've sent this link, I've actually listened to their music, to elements that I like, to see if it's relatable to this sample pack, if it's in styles that they make, and to sort of say, look, I really liked this particular tune, what you're doing, this would be helpful to you, do you want to give it a go? And with that, some people have just gone yes, some people have gone no, I don't really use samples, that's absolutely fine. And then some people, it's been a bit of a messaging exchange. And what I found that is just being really open with my approach. There's one particular exchange with somebody which really springs to mind I'm quite proud of, because it felt quite personal, in that, he said, oh yeah, getting an email address in exchange for a free sample pack sounds like a good move. And I just sort of said, look, yeah, it's my first one, I'm learning, I'm giving away free ones. I want to keep in contact with people because I want to get feedback on what's going well with it and what's not great, so I can make them better. And then in the future, I want to sell them. So I want a list of people that are interested that I can sell to. And I think with that, it just created trust. I'm basically just telling them my strategy, just so it's very clear, because, he's in a similar space to I am. I'm probably doing similar things to what I'm doing. And I think just having that transparency and not trying to act like it's some dark secret, it just helps to be a bit more open and a bit more human with communication, even though it's all through the internet. So that's what I'm learning so far about the developing trust side of things. the showing the interest side of things was really important. You know, I've just said that I listen to people's music. It would be very simple for me to do, just have a template message, just find anybody that produces in the styles of music, of the style of loops in this pack, and just mass spam people. That was not the approach at all. Yes, I could reach a lot more people because I'm just copying and pasting. But firstly, I think my conversion would be next to nothing because it would feel spammy. At the end of the day, I'm a music person, so I'm listening to music and I'm enjoying it. I'm going, oh yeah, I hear what you did there, G. You know that, yeah, you went between the two chords, but then you did a secondary dominant thing before you just kind of held on that. Or, oh yeah, your drum programming is great on that. I'm enjoying people's music, so yes, I'm enjoying it. But by actually commenting on it at the beginning, people can tell, oh, this is a real person, a real music guy that's actually listened to my music, and he's approaching me for a reason, which I am, because I want to genuinely help people that make similar styles of music from a personal level. And then also as well, from a business level, I want to connect with people that will actually find my product, in this case a sample pack, useful. So it works both ways from a personal perspective as well as my business goals. The personalized approach I really like, but I'm not gonna lie, it takes time. So I always like to time things. I'm one of those weird people that I always time things. My mum always said that I timed walking to school and it took me 12 minutes. Because I've got a thing about time, it's just how I'm wired. So I noticed when I'm in my first round of messaging people that it took me about 2 hours to message 10 people. So that's the process of finding their profile, listening to music, picking out particular points I want to comment on, and then actually messaging them. So of course, even though talking to people in this way is about being personable, from a business perspective, I'm not naive. I'm going to need to speak to a lot of people and have a good number of people on my mailing list of people that will want to pay for it eventually. So it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I just feel like the process is worth it and just feels better to me. I think it'll be better in the long run. And the customer service side of things, yes, I'm giving away a free product, but at the same time, I want people to know that they matter, because they do, because they don't owe me anything. I'm a random guy on the internet that hit them up asking if I could send them a link. So there's been cases where it's been pretty seamless, of doing the whole MailChimp analytics things. I've seen they've clicked on it, they've opened it, they've downloaded it. But then I noticed a few people where they've sent the email, the automated email, but hadn't clicked on it. So just sending up follow-up emails of follow-up messages to them and just saying, oh yeah, is everything okay? Have you had a chance to look at it? Some people have just sort of said, yeah, I haven't got around to it. Or some people said, actually, it hasn't come through yet. And then I've gone back and, is this your email? And then I've just sort of said, okay, I can send it to you another way. But then in the end, they found it, because of course we all have multiple emails. So they forgot what email address they put in, or maybe it's gone to spam and junk filters and things like this. But throughout all of that, just being really aware of just, not to be too try-hardy and creepy, but just to be very, very real around manners, around just, I said I wanted to offer him something. It was a bit clunky, I apologized for it, thank you for the patience and appreciative of that. And people were really, really nice about it, They probably weren't bothered. They thought, okay, I'm getting a free thing anyway. But to me, I feel like it matters just to have that personal customer service side of things, because even though it's free, I want to have a level of engagement with these people, whether they just engage with what I do on a free content level or whether they turn into paying customers. So just having that level of respect for their time through service is really important to me, and something I'm definitely getting myself into the habit of, because because customer service life through my phone of messaging people is definitely something I'm going to be getting into, selling this sample pack, and I'm going to be learning a lot about people and about what they value. And another part of this is just actually giving away my best work, in that I always wanted to give away a free one to build up a list, but as well as to learn about what's good. And maybe because I created this in isolation, apart from talking with a few mates, this was pretty much me just sat down in my room with these bass lines and then just creating it, getting it out to the world. But I want actual feedback. And there were some particular loops on this which I was really, really proud of. Specifically the ones which the style of music which is predominantly, say, synthesized based, but I've done it on a bass guitar, but it still sounds like it could really work. Those are the ones which I was really proud of, and part of me was thinking, shall I keep that back for the paid version? But I thought, no, let me give my best away, so I want to get feedback, because maybe what I think is my best isn't actually the most valued, and maybe certain things that I've overlooked are actually the most useful to people. So really treating this as learning, to help inform what I'm doing, just to make it even better. Even though I've got some ideas what I want to do for the actual paid one, I actually want to get some user input so I can make it as useful as possible, as that's the point, is a tool, so it needs to be of use to people. So that's what's been happening this week. It's not pretty. It's no automated go to this particular website or paid ads or anything like this. It's just been me on my phone or on my computer, just finding, listening, messaging, a lot of back and forth. So it's dirt work. It's not pretty. It can look monotonous, but what I found is just listening to people's music and messaging them, I'm excited about. I'm really proud of this sample pack, and I'm interested in the direction that it might go. So it's actually, I feel like a bit of an excited kid. I've got something cool, I want to share it with you. I want to share it with you. So it's, yeah, that excitement. I'm enjoying feeling that, and I'm feeling the satisfaction of building this in a real way. Like, I'm having meaningful interactions with people which are on a mailing list. And yes, the numbers aren't exponentially high at the moment, but it's about having that real level of interaction with people, and it will build over time in a good way, and I'm enjoying that. So that's what I've been doing this week. And yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back next week, which with whatever I'm up to, and whatever I'm thinking. So thanks for listening.